Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we continue building decks led by the legendary creatures from the Final Fantasy set. Yes, I know that Avatar spoilers are out. I don't care. Leading today's deck is none other than the pretty boy himself, Maester Seymour. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Maester Seymour is a 3-mana 1/3 legendary human-elf cleric. At the beginning of combat on our turn, we put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to Maester Seymour's power on another target creature we control. We may also pay 5 mana to make Maester Seymour Monstrous X, where X is the number of counters among creatures we control. So, the more counters we have on creatures, the bigger and scarier Maester Seymour gets when we make him monstrous. And, as the High Priest of the Makalania Temple, he has a lot of followers. Most people believe him to be a good and kind man, but he's actually a nihilistic psychopath who thinks that killing people frees them from the burden of life. He desires Yuna. Not romantically, that would be too normal, too human. Instead, he wishes to become the next Sin, and the first step in that process is to marry her, of course. So, we have a wealthy and powerful psychopath as our commander, which means we aren't worried about budget. Okay, we're not going super crazy, but we also aren't a budget deck either. We want to focus on +1/+1 counter shenanigans. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. One of my favorite products Ultimate Guard has is their Xenoskin Sidewinder. The Sidewinder has a soft microfiber lining as well as the rugged Xenoskin shell we've all come to love. While the Sidewinder isn't a new product, they are now available in the beautiful two-tone Synergy series, like this blue-red one seen here. Find it if your local game store carries Ultimate Guard products, or click the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm currently streaming over on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Scavenger Grounds, Rogue's Passage, Karn's Bastion, Oran Reef the Vastwood, Nykthos Shrine to Nyxt, and Boseiju Who Endures for utility lands. We've also got 30 forests. I mean, we're a monocolored deck, so why wouldn't we just run a bunch of basics? Also, if the land base is too expensive for you, just swap out some of the pricier lands for more forests. For mana ramp, we've got Gyre Sage, Kami of Whispered Hopes, Incubation Druid, and Rishkar Pima Renegade, all serving as thematic mana dorks. Goldvein Hydra is also thematic and can be either used as a finisher or a big mana boost. Speaking of thematic, the Earth Crystal not only makes our spells cheaper, it helps to grow our creatures. For mana rocks, we've got Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and the Great Henge. Finally, for land ramp, we've got 3 visits, Rampant Growth, Nature's Lore, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Skyshroud Claim, and Migration Path. Wanted lots of ways to ramp out so we could cast our big spells. For card advantage, we've got Worldly Tutor and Archdruid's Charm as tutors. Yes, tutors are a form of card advantage. For consistent and repeated card advantage, we've got Beast Whisperer, Toski, Bearer of Secrets, and Mindless Automaton. For graveyard recursion, we've got Evolution Witness and Eternal Witness. Finally, for burst draw, we've got Harmonize, Inspiring Call, Disciple of Freyalise, Return of the Wild Speaker, Lifestream's Blessing, Hunter's Insight, and Momentous Fall. Lots of ways to dig through our deck and keep our hands full. For interaction and spot removal, we've got Return to Nature, Beast Within, Reclamation Sage, Steelbane Hydra, Collective Resistance, and Naturalize. Lots of ways to remove annoying permanents. We've also got Heroic Intervention, Snakeskin Veil, and Silk Guard as ways to protect our creatures from spot removal or board wipes. Our board wipes consist of Azuri's Predation and Nevinyrral's Disc. Yes, it is funny to me when a Nevinyrral's Disc shuts down a game of Magic all by itself. The core of our deck consists of Tromel, Seymour's Butler, Forgotten Ancient, Arwen, Weaver of Hope, Warden of the Grove, Champion of Lampholt, Managorger Hydra, Defiler of Vigor, Colonian Hydra, Benevolent Hydra, Walking Ballista, Bristly Bill Spinesower, Mossborn Hydra, Quilled Great Worm, and Avenger of Zendikar. Lots of ways to beat our opponents down. Supporting our +1/+1 counters plan, we've also got Hardened Scales, Branching Evolution, Sphere Grid, Kodama of the West Tree, Vigor, Doubling Season, Evolution Sage, and Vorinclex Monstrous Raider. What? I told you this wasn't a budget build. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 52 mana sources split between 36 lands and 16 pieces of ramp. A little high, but we're in green. It's kind of our shtick. 14 pieces of card advantage. 9 pieces of interaction. 2 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Return to Nature and Scavenger Grounds. 1 sudden I win card in Walking Ballista. Okay, so the combo actually involves Walking Ballista and Vigor, along with one of several put extra counters on a creature effects we have. Which is why we're running so many of them. We're in green, so we can only tutor up creatures. Anyway, the combo goes like this. We need everything on the battlefield, and Walking Ballista needs to have at least 2 counters on it. We remove a +1/+1 counter from Walking Ballista, targeting itself. Vigor triggers, preventing the damage, and we put a +1/+1 counter on Walking Ballista. Only our other effect, let's say Hardened Scales, puts an additional +1/+1 counter on Walking Ballista. So we now have 3 +1/+1 counters on Walking Ballista. Every time we make this loop, we add an additional counter. We get to 1,000,000 or so counters, and then machine gun our opponents to death. Of course, if that doesn't work, we've also got a huge army of monsters and can just smash our way through our opponents. As Richard Garfield intended. Do you have a Maester Seymour deck? What about a +1/+1 counters deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons. Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Borgie, Congo, Robert, Pye, Kazaris, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard Sint, Boomy, Osira, Justin, Golden Walker, Captain Hammer, Yori, Sleech, Zach, Mr. Salty, and Hua. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.